Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rational Female Podcast. So, unfortunately, I was supposed to have a really great guest on today, but because of technical issues on his end, unfortunately, he's not able to join. And because I was just sitting here by myself, staring at the screen, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Why don't I just do a solo stream? Considering I'm here, I was just gonna like turn off my computer and just sit and watch The Office for the rest of the evening. But yeah, that's just chat. Let's hang out. So, how's it going? Hey, hello, my good friends. So yeah, tomorrow is gonna be a cool day for me because I'm actually gonna be going to Speaker's Corner in London in Hyde Park. And I used to, yeah, funny. Yes, I'm just looking at the chat. Not to be alone, I guess. Well, yes, I do. I can feel that for sure. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be going to Speaker's Corner in London, and I used to go there. I went there in 2023. I was a pretty regular guest, and I got distracted. I was a pretty regular. I would go to Speaker's Corner like every Sunday, and I held this sign saying feminism is trash, a pink sign. I actually lost it, so I made a new one. I have no idea what happened to it. I think it happened when I was ill. But yeah, I made a new sign. I'm taking that with me tomorrow, and I'm going to be appearing on a good friend's channel. So yeah, I'll share the link. I probably won't be live streaming from my channel because what I used to do is I used to go there, and this gentleman friend of mine, he would film me, and yeah, his name is Street Mike Wendell. Yeah, good man. And yeah, so he'd film me and I said a bunch of stuff. A lot of the stuff I said already on this channel. Some of the stuff I said I no longer agree with because if you're not aware, I was a bit unwell at the time and I ended up being in hospital, which was pretty terrible. But yeah, so anyway, that aside, I had a really, really good time there. I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was a really fun outlet, just standing on a soapbox and yelling at people about feminism, talking to passers-by, trying to convince people why feminism is bad. It really became like my regular thing. But yeah, no, I loved it. I'm probably not going to be doing that again in future. I think I'm more comfortable doing this like online stuff now. Like I feel very comfortable. Like I've got a good kind of grounding in doing stuff with people online, these podcasts, and obviously my regular videos. It's really good. I think I've got into the swing of things now. And then there's my Substack. I'm going to, yeah, share my Substack. So, yeah, feminism, I've been talking about this for years on the internet. And then Speaker's Corner was kind of the first time that I really decided to start going out into the public. Yes, I do remember why I started going there. So it's a story. I don't know if I want to get into all of it because it involves me being a bit unwell. But basically, long story short, I went somewhere and I did something kind of stupid, and then someone actually was very kind and recommended me going to Speaker's Corner, and that's how I got the idea. So I started going, and it completely changed my life in positive and negative ways, I'll say. Yeah, there was some incidents down there that happened that I don't want to talk about too much because I think most of the people who watch me now are not familiar with things that happened in the past. I have talked a bit about what happened in like the kind of videos I put out. I think it was in December. Actually, I was wearing the same top, pink top. But yeah. Um yeah, no. So, hmm. It's quite sunny now in the UK. It's getting warmer. I've been actually going through my next two videos because I was doing three per week, but I've dropped it down to two per week because three per week was starting to feel a lot. And I'm working on my new novel as well, so I need to split my time. And now I'm doing Substack articles and I have like 1,400 ideas. So yeah. Hi from Australia. It's 2:34 a.m. I love the content. Keep it up. Hello. Wow. No, I completely get that being a night owl. Yeah, I actually was thinking of doing another one of these solo streams on my birthday, which is in June. I wasn't going to do another one for a while, so this is very, very impromptu. But yeah, I I do get the whole thing of like just I think now in this day and age, I mean, I posted an article on my Substack the other day about the problems with my generation. So I'm Gen Z, I'm 28, going to be 29 in June, and I think that my generation, like, where there's a big crisis now of loneliness and mental illness, it's a horrible thing. There's this guy that I follow on YouTube called Marcus Dibb. He's a transsexual man, Danish. I really like him. I think he's very, very interesting. And he, yeah, he was talking about like mental illness and his experiences with anxiety and how this type of light therapy, I think it's called EDRM or something, how it really helped him. Okay. Oh, is it your birthday today? 27 today in May 28th. I'm confused. Is it your 27 in May or your 27 today? Maybe you should clarify. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Yeah. I don't know. Birthdays can be a bit I always enjoy my birthday, but I get very nervous on the build up to it. I feel like it's a lot of pressure. Yeah, no, I'm 27 today and I should probably show. So I'm not just yeah. I'm 27 today. In May I turn 28. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so not too much younger than me. Yeah, no, being in your 20s, I mean, I would say that I have preferred being in my 20s to being a child, which I know is not a common view. Most people will say they like being a kid and they enjoy being a teenager. Um, I don't know, I think we all have different lives. Some people's lives are not necessarily as pleasant as other people's. Um, but yeah, no, I think people who've got, certain types of different types of trauma or whatever, they might find that they enjoy other parts of their life different to, certain parts of their life. I mean, yeah, I really I don't know, I'm quite grateful to be an adult, but then I've got a lot of things like I do stuff that I enjoy. I get to make videos, I get to write books. I'm not in a position I think I'm quite fortunate in terms of, like, my position compared to a lot of other people who maybe just have to go and do stuff they don't really wanna do. Yeah, my channel is now monetized, so slowly starting to make money from it. Well, we'll see, slowly but surely. Yeah, I'm really, really, happy with how it's grown quite quickly. I'm a bit bummed I haven't hit 2K yet. I keep looking like, when am I gonna hit 2K? Sucks, but I appreciate everybody. Because I never had this many subscribers. I mean, it's not even that many compared to like other channels, but when I was making because I started making videos on feminism in 2022 under non-feminist gal, and then I changed it to the rational female in 2023. And I think by the end of it, I only had like 800 subscribers after like maybe 2 years. So, my older videos, if you go back and look on my channel playlist when it has all my content, you'll see the older videos. I have red hair and I'm not wearing makeup. I'm wearing just lipstick with no like other makeup. And I have this like pink thumbnail thing. Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is fine, but the whole like the technical structure of it is it's not very good. I think that my structure now is much better. I've got a better background, it's better editing, they're shorter, they're much punchier, and also the thumbnails and titles are much better. Um, my views haven't changed on anything. Most of my views have remained the same, really. It's the core view of my message is talking about how feminism is tearing men and women apart, etc. I think, and when I was first doing this, I was focusing a lot on theory and talking about feminist theory and things like patriarchy and these kind of concepts. But yeah, then I started. Now I'm kind of into doing the whole cultural analysis from like TV and film because that's what I'm really passionate about. Yeah, so I like doing that. Hello, Chrissy. Nice to meet you. So, yeah, I'm really passionate about film and television. That's something that I love, like, really, really, really crazy into. I did A-level film studies as well. So, my videos that talk about any kind of film or television tend to do better. So, because I did a recent video on Penny and Leonard, and that one's, kind of doing kind of well compared to my other ones. So, that's good. I mean, I watched all of The Big Bang Theory and finished it a few weeks ago, I think. because I have seen it before, but this was the second time I watched it like all the way through. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about in terms of gender dynamics. It's very fascinating. Like when I watch shows, I don't just watch them, especially because I tend to watch the same shows. I'm not just watching it passively. I'm like thinking and reflecting and analyzing. I just love doing that. Like for me, it's so fascinating. I love it. And I love that, you guys enjoy it too. But yeah, by the way, feel free to ask me any questions in the chat if you want to. This is just really, really unfiltered, just no script, just talking verbatim. So I'm watching at the moment The Office. I'm on season 5. I watched it in the past, but I didn't finish it. I want to finish it now. And yeah, I'm watching The Office, the US Office US, I should specify. And I'm also watching The Sopranos. I want to do another video on The Sopranos because I did one about men. I want to do one about the women. There's some very, very interesting characters in that show. My favorite character is Jennifer Melfi. I think she's great. I think Carmela is quite interesting as well. I think that yeah, no, there's a lot of yeah, really interesting characters. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about the UK now? Okay, I think you need to be more specific. I think there are many things about the UK which are actually very, very positive. Like we've got a good welfare system. The weather now is not so bad. In terms of say, because also I don't really follow world politics that much. I just really talk about theory and social commentary, but I don't do like, world politics, current affairs exactly. The general score, I would say 6, maybe 6.5. I actually don't think the UK is that terrible. I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 7, I would say. So 6.5. Like, I don't think the UK is awful. I think the UK is generally okay. I think there are a lot of problems, like, I get a bit scared to talk too much about this, but Islam, I think we're all a bit concerned about Islam. I read a fantastic article yesterday on Substack actually by a lady who is gonna actually she agreed to come onto the podcast, and she was talking about I fear for my future too. I fear for my future too. It's horrible. But she was talking about how the manosphere isn't the problem, feminism is the problem, and something about how like the Green Party leader. Okay, so this is kind of funny. The Green Party leader's name is Polanski, and I always think of Roman Polanski, the film producer, and get confused. I have to remind myself that like the Green Party leader has the same surname as the film director. But yeah, it is Zach Polanski, right? I'm not very clued up on names. I mean, will check things for like videos and stuff, but I forget people's names and stuff because there's so much information all the time. But yeah, no, the Green Party leader, he's like basically said, I think, I can't remember if I saw this on Twitter or if it was the lady in the article, but something about how he wants to kick out anyone who is like right wing out of the country, which is really stupid. But that is literally, if you talk to any like radical leftists and, they all have the same ridiculously narrow minded views. Uh, yeah, I'm Dutch myself. I spoke with an East German friend last year, and even he saw the Islamic hate marches with balaclavas. It's awful. I think us in Europe, it's just awful. I think America's gotten better because of Trump, and Trump is obviously very anti that rubbish. I just think like we need to have a better. That is why though more people in the UK are leaning towards restore and reform because those parties are actually wanting to tackle Islam and the British, the other softer parties, that's the parties who are not quite so hardline in their views, like maybe the Lib Dems or Labour, kind of centre left parties. I wouldn't call Labour radical left per se. I would call the Green Party radical left. I mean, Labour now is just stupid, but yeah, those parties, they're not doing anything to tackle Islam. I mean, there are Sharia courts in the UK. People, I think I was in, yeah, Whitechapel. Like, I think it was a couple of months ago. I had to go there for something. And I remember, like, seeing, oh, Whitechapel Station, it's like in Arabic. next, it's why it really felt very uncomfortable. Like I'm in a foreign country. I mean, I don't really go that many places too much anyway, too far from me. Oh my god, is my friend here? Okay. Well, I've just been talking myself, but it appears that my guest has just joined the building. Oh no, he's gone. Okay. I was a bit confused for a second. Yeah. Um yeah, anyway, so yeah, the Green Party is completely whack. I agree. I think you meant to say did you mean green or great party? I get very distracted easily when like there's small changes and things, so I get a bit thrown off sometimes. I also get distracted a lot by noises constantly. Sometimes I'll be like on a stream or I do this politics group once a week and I find myself just like looking around because there are these random noises. Where I live is very, very quiet. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the Green Party, yeah, the Green Party is completely terrible. It's just really just, I mean, Nick Buckley, who I talked to, I think it was in February or March, like he said that the Green Party are crazy, but the people who vote for them aren't necessarily lunatics. I mean, yeah, because even me, like, I think 10 years ago, I probably would have agreed with some of the things that Green Party say, like talking about climate change or, I don't know actually what else I support. How easy is it making friends, both men and women, for you? I have many friends. I'm very much an extrovert, so I think I don't struggle to make friends. Um, yeah, I've had some very dysfunctional friendships, as I'm sure many other people have, which I don't think is talked about enough in society. Yeah, I've still got many friends, people I've known for years from different things. Um, yeah, some from university, one from school, some from just other things I've done where I've just happened to meet people. I don't really struggle with making friends. My struggle is more with like I guess sometimes maintaining friendships, but also friendships not becoming too dysfunctional or too intense. Yeah, interesting question. Never vote for wackos. I agree. Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, no. I'm reading It by Stephen King, which I am close to finishing now. I've got like a couple hundred pages, which the book is over 1,000. It's 1,100 pages long, so having like 200 pages left means you're almost finished. It's one of my favorite books. Yeah, I have six true friends. I probably have about the same actually. I would say probably around six, maybe seven. Yeah. Mm. Fake friends are indeed the worst. And the problem is when you can't tell. Like I think as well, sometimes it's so hard to tell if a friend is fake or not. And I think that's why it's good sometimes to be a bit like keep a guard with people, especially people you don't know very well, because we think someone's our friend and then they're not. And also, like, I've had to really seriously realize this. You can't know someone within like a couple of months. It takes a while to really get to know someone. I think like 1 month is not really enough to say whether you know someone that well. I would say honestly, maybe after like the first 6 months of getting to know a person, that's when you kind of start to know them. And then the first year, I think that's when you like start to really know them. And then after like 2 years, that's when you really know them. But people sometimes we never know anybody. Like I read Suzanne Venker. She's this like conservative, American conservative, anti-feminist. She was talking about marriage on her Substack. She shared something about from the Institute of Family Studies that married people are happier than unmarried people. And she made a comment saying, yawning. She made a comment saying that we never really know the person we marry. I'm pretty sure she did anyway. I don't want to like say false things. But it's true. I mean, I'm not married. I've never been married, but I can see why, I can see like we never really know another person. I mean, there's things about people that can completely shock us because like everyone in them like we're all a whole universe in of ourselves. Yeah, she said that, "No, I don't think anyone really knows the person they marry anyway. To be honest, it can take decades." Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You meet friends at your hobbies or at school because of feminism. I'm worried that if you ask the wrong women at work, you get falsely accused. I mean, feminism has made it very hard, I think, to have female friends because, I mean, I do have some very positive female friendships, but I've had a lot of negative experiences with female friends, um, when I was a child and growing up as well. Yeah, it's very difficult. Yeah, I think that, you know, female and female friendship can be very, very rewarding. If it's positive and healthy, it can be a very rewarding friendship. Um, but it can also be very dysfunctional and toxic. And I don't think we hear about that enough because feminists like to say, oh, it's because of patriarchy. They never want to talk about dysfunctional women or like female dysfunctions. Okay, so last night, right, I watched this video of it's some video I watched like a decade ago on YouTube, and it's basically this animation of Medusa, and she it's basically like showing, I don't know if anyone's familiar with the story of Medusa, but basically she's like walking through this, she's like a beautiful young woman and she's walking through this stone garden of like all these people turned to stone. And the story of Medusa is that she was a beautiful woman and then she was basically assaulted by Poseidon, and then Athena basically, instead of punishing Poseidon, she punished Medusa and turned her into a gorgon. And it's just awful. Like when you think about it, like in the animation, you just see Athena standing there, and then she gets really angry and she just blames everything. There's no speaking. It's all like visual. But yeah, it's terrible. It's called Reflections. I just think, we don't see enough of like female malice because female malice is really, really common, but feminists don't allow us to talk about the dark side of female, the shadow side, like the David Shackleton said, matrix sensus. It's very, very, yeah, it's ridiculous. You don't see a lot of men and women friendship groups. It's either male or completely female. Hmm. I think in school, I mean, when I was in sixth form, I was kind of in a group of people and it was mixed male and female. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really have like a friendship group. I just have friends. I haven't had a friendship group for like years. I just have different friends, but that's for various reasons. I think like there's the idea of like I think that's also why I like television because in shows like, say, The Big Bang Theory, you've got this like set group of friends and they all know each other and they're all involved in each other's lives. But I feel like, I don't know, in London, it's not like that now. Like people are scattered around and like most people you don't see people every day. I think everything's different. I mean, also it's a generational thing because like, my sister, she's an older generation. She's like she's a bit older. She's in her early 40s. And she was talking about, I was telling her about how, modern dating is. And she said in her generation, it wasn't like that. People went out to meet each other and people would, you wouldn't just break friends with someone over something superficial. Feminism was created by the government, a government bent on a society dependent on the state. Two taxpayers instead of one. State raised, stroke indoctrinated children. I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, feminism wasn't actually necessarily created by the government. It was created by women who were it was actually created by theorists, academic theorists, and the women who were involved were people like they were largely Christian women who were involved in the abolitionist group. So Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott. The actual concept of feminism bore out of the European Age of Enlightenment. In terms of having two taxpayers, like yes, there is a kind of how shall I say? I'm getting a bit tired. I might actually have to go in like several minutes. But yeah, there's this yeah, so the idea of like having more women pushed into the workplace meant that you couldn't depend on a one family income, one parent income. It's two parent incomes. So that's obviously quite sucky. Yeah. I hate the city. I like the countryside better. Yeah. No, I like living in London. I can't imagine living in the countryside. I like the sea. I quite like beaches, but nah, I'm not really a country person. I think you get used to a city. I mean, where I live is very, very quiet anyway, it's for me. But I like the fact there's a shop right next to me. I would literally die if like I couldn't just have a shop next door. I just go there and get milk in the morning to make coffee. So yeah. I do have a mixed friend group, but the dynamic is different. Yeah, when both men and women are there. Yeah, absolutely. Because men and women, I actually want to do a video on male and female friendship. That's a video. I don't think I'm going to do that next week, but I've got two other videos that I'm doing next week. One of them's actually, I finished going through that the script. It's about Carrie Bradshaw because again, the TV now sees videos do well. But yeah, uh, there's a lot to unpack regarding male and female friendship and our interpersonal dynamics. I mean, I think the answer, when people say, can men and women be friends? It's not as straightforward. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people actually do have opposite sex friends. So to say, oh, it absolutely doesn't work, is kind of discounting the times when it actually does work. I think that it is difficult for men and women to have just platonic friendship, but there are cases when it can work, I guess. Yeah. You like the Netherlands. I've been to Amsterdam. That was a few years ago. It was very fun. It's not very late actually. It's almost 6 o'clock. I've just been doing a lot today. Usually by this time I'm usually like low energy. I mean, I've been doing stuff all day. Like I did a workout. I've been awake since like 8 o'clock. I did a workout. I did what else did I do? Oh, I'm trying to think. I went to see somebody and then I cooked. I was going through video scripts. Yeah, I just, I get very overstimulated as well when I'm doing a lot of things. So that's probably also why I'm tired because I was anticipating also like talking to somebody else. So that's what my brain was. So this is very, very impromptu. Yeah. I'm sure. Oh, okay. Is Amsterdam the Netherlands? Let me check that. It says Amsterdam is the capital city of the Netherlands. Okay. So that's a bit confusing. But yeah, no, Amsterdam, yeah, beautiful city. I can't go there ever again, unfortunately. Yeah. I probably shouldn't ever go there again, which is a shame because I really liked it, but I can't go anywhere where cannabis is legal because I can't ever do cannabis ever again. So, yeah, because of my like mental health and stuff. I mean, is it a shame? It really depends on your perspective. I don't want to talk too much about that. But yeah, anyway, back to male and female friendship. I think that it's a tough one because I've had cases where I've had a male friend and then we have become romantically involved or physically involved, or they have liked me or I've liked them, and it's tough. It's tough, I think. But I think it's good to have opposite sex friends if you both just have a friendship. It's not really Netherlands, it's like a tourist trap in a student capital. I suppose that would be a bit like people saying that Paris isn't really France. I mean, capital cities are not necessarily representative of the entire country. Like a lot of people say, for example, that London isn't really England because London is a very multicultural, cosmopolitan city. It's very different to the rest of England. Yeah, I mean, it is still like from a literal point of view, Amsterdam is still Netherlands, but I understand what you mean in terms of like thinking how London isn't representative of the UK. Because a lot of people think of the UK, they think of London. But to be honest, I've been like all over the country. I mean, it's a small country anyway, but I've been like to so many different parts of the country, and I've been up to Scotland, and it's very, very different. It's very different. It's much like calmer, much quieter, much more serene. But there's a lot of things that annoy me. I think that annoys me most about going out of London is how shops are not open, and also everything's so far away. Like here, I mean, where I live again is quite quiet, but there is a shop right next to me. Like literally, outside my building. There's a shop right next to me, so that's something. Um, I do get most things delivered. I get all my food delivered because it's just very, very stressful for me to go to the supermarket. And I'm very grateful for Amazon. Yeah, capitalism. But yeah, and also everything closes so like early as well. In London, like every shops are open all the time. So I don't know. I don't know if I could live anywhere else. I think I'd find it very difficult to live anywhere else. I wouldn't be able to at the moment anyway, but I don't know. I think I'd find it very difficult to not live in London. Like I'd find that very difficult. There are way less hate beards in Scotland for sure. I don't know what that means. I don't know what hate beards mean. I mean, Scotland, I remember it being very, very nice. I remember the water tasting so good because the water up there is just better. I would say people up north in general are very, very friendly. Because I went to the University of York very briefly for about 5 months, and there was something about it. It was like this quaint town. My brother said it was like a fairy tale town. My romance series actually that I've written, it's based on the University of York. Um, yeah, but yeah, I think that there's something about like places outside of London that are quite nice. I remember in the summer I actually took a trip by myself to Brighton. I went to Brighton for the day. That was nice. Yeah, I was in a very different frame of mind. But yeah, I went to Brighton. I do like the sea. I have a lot of dreams actually about beaches. I don't like them. I don't like dreaming. I mean, I really don't enjoy sleeping at the moment. I haven't enjoyed sleeping for a long time. But yeah, I think that like London London's very different to the rest of England. Um I'm not but I don't really know the rest of the country that well. I would think that the rest of the country probably doesn't think like how people in big cities think, because I would assume that the average person in like England probably isn't like say pro, I don't know, wokeism or pro like all of these isms. So, yeah. Hate spears is the English word for I can't pronounce what that is. I've not heard of that term ever. Yeah. But yeah, no. So yeah, the UK. I'm in this politics group and we meet online every week, and it's a kind of international group, which is quite cool. So I do get updated on things from there. I think it's more of like there's just different perspectives. I mean, an article that's going out on my Substack in a few days that I wrote like yesterday. I was talking about the danger of living in echo chambers because I've never been in an echo chamber. I tend to be exposed to lots of different points of view. And I think if I just lived in like a small town where like everyone looks the same, I'd feel I can't relate to that. I can see the benefits of that, but I can't relate. That's not my experience. Okay, heart bargee means Islamists, angry Muslims, if you say so, mate. Yeah, no, Islamism is terrible. There's a guy named Mayor Tuzi. Is it Mayor Tuzi or Maya Tuzi? I always forget. But yeah, I was on his channel a few years ago. Hello, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I feel really happy. Like we're kind of, we've built something already. Like it's quite small, but I think there's a lot of potential here for this to grow and grow and go. Really, what I want to like do is just be like a positive, rational, balanced voice in the kind of anti-feminist stroke red pill space, because I think that there's too many voices who are just, reactionary, rage basing. And also, like, because actually the guest, Theo, who I was supposed to have on today, he said this to me, I think, in the first room we did together, that he found it very fascinating that I'm, like, also not religious and I'm not conservative. So, yeah, I think that, I mean, I would say most people I tend to meet in London, especially I would say men, tend to have similar views to me. Most of the men I meet tend to have very similar opinions to me. Like, I guess think in terms of dating, real context, really. Even my barber saw the Islamic hate marches that we live in this family close. No, that's horrible. Yeah, it's really bad. I imagine so. Yeah. I mean, I really do just kind of keep to myself. I just live. Just stay here. I do what I'm doing. I yeah, I don't really I don't do too many things. Mainly keep to myself really, for various reasons. I like it that way. But yeah, most of my kind of social interaction at the moment is online, and I see some people like in person, like family and the odd close friend. But yeah, I don't know. I think we're living in pretty crazy times. I actually thought, like, because I remember being a teenager when, like, the idea of, like, the SJW was becoming really, prominent, all this stuff was starting. I would have thought that it would be over by now. I would have thought by now, like, we wouldn't be seeing this stuff so heavily prevalent in media. I mean, it really gets on my nerves wherever I go. Anything I do now, there's always someone putting their pronouns she, her, they, them. It's just ridiculously exhausting. I can't stand it. So yeah, it's like it's just a nightmare. And the problem is you can't say anything because you don't want to look like you're being rude. But I don't know. I really can't stand it. Yeah. Anyway, it's been really nice talking to you guys. I'm gonna head off. I'll probably just chill out a bit, and yeah, I'll be sharing the live show tomorrow. For those who missed it, I'll be at Speaker's Corner in London, Hyde Park, where I used to go. I'll be appearing on a friend's channel, and yeah, I'll be holding a sign saying feminism is trash. And I won't be streaming on this channel, but I'll be appearing on someone else's channel, so I'll share the link. And if they allow it, I'll maybe re-upload to my channel if that's permissible. But yeah, thank you for watching, folks. It's a pleasure. I'm really, really happy to, be reaching out to people, and I really appreciate this. It's just great. So yeah, I'll be live with people again on the 28th, Tuesday the 28th. That's when I'll be live streaming 6:30 p.m. Thank you very much. Goodbye.